The Trump administration leaked classified information. This is a tragedy. As I'm get more into more detail into the story. I'm trying to let more people get into this chat, but I'm gonna share more about it. Alex, what's happening? Appreciate you. As y'all come into the chat, come into this live, go ahead and check in on the chat. Today we're gonna talk about it. We're not hiding. We're not gonna be changing the subject. We're gonna talk about this here. President Trump's administration leaked classified information. Not only classified information, this information was dealing with war and an imminent attack on another country. And they leaked that information. All I can think about is, as much as they talk about DEI, hiring people who are not qualified, as much as they talk about people who are not qualified. Alex says, do you know how the book would be in Russia? Help me out with that. I'm not really understanding what you're saying. Do you know how the book will be in Russia? In Russian. What book are you talking about? As I'm saying, I'm talking about the Trump administration leaked classified information. Here's what happened. They was in the process of attacking another country, which is Yemen. It was a particular, what they call a terrorist group there that they wanted to attack. They used, instead of using private, confidential technology that they have, they're going to use an app. They actually use an app. And they all got on the chat and was talking about the attack that was in real time that was going to happen. They accidentally added or included a journalist that works at the Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg. They added him to the chat. So they talking about this sensitive stuff on an app. That's almost like using WhatsApp. They're using an app to talk about this real sensitive, classified information. Don't even know that they got somebody else who's not supposed to be in the chat because they so arrogant, nobody's checking it and double checking it. So they didn't leak this information out. The man said that he thought it was a joke. Goldberg said he thought it was a joke because he knew he shouldn't have been getting no information like that. He said shortly after receiving the information, bombs were going off. It was in real time. He heard the whole exchange. Those who agreed with it, don't do it, let's do this, the celebration. He heard all that. My thing is, this administration is incompetent. This is an incompetent administration. Somebody should be held accountable. Why? Because they got laws against that. They got laws against leaking classified information. You just can't say, my bad, I didn't mean it. If you leak classified information intentionally or unintentionally, you will be held accountable. They got laws for that. The Espionage Act is one of them, is the main law. And it calls for termination. It calls for prison sentence. And it calls for a fine. But as usual, this administration, they asked President Trump, what about the leak? President Trump's arrogant response was, what leak? What are you talking about? I don't know anything about it. Instead of saying, as president, I haven't heard about it. I haven't been briefed on that, but I'm going to look into it and get to the bottom of that. That would have been the presidential response. But as arrogant as he is, thinking he a king, running this country into the ground, that's the response we got from the president of the United States after classified information was leaked out. So my question is, what about our Social Security numbers? even being shared to Doge and Elon Musk. The whole squad is incompetent. The whole team is incompetent. Because if you at the top, you're responsible for the entire team. His need to roll. Something needs to happen. And we can't rely on President Trump to investigate himself, because if we rely on that, nothing will happen. But this needs to be investigated properly, and people need to be held accountable. They need to come in front of Congress and answer some questions. Why were they on that app in the first place talking about sensitive information? Don the Kill said a response. He said, Trump only president for a few months and you already complaining. Hey, boss, do you hear what I'm talking about? His administration leaked classified information. Do you know anything about that? Don't come on here talking, man, and you don't know what you're talking about. This administration is the most incompetent administration we ever had. He calls himself hiring all white people, right? I'm going to hire the best and the smartest. Evidently, they wasn't the best and they not the smartest. You fired a black general, somebody who could have gave you good advice, and you hire a whole team of clowns. That's a problem. You should be outraged, not just me. Everybody in America should be outraged with Trump and his administration. But y'all want to trust Doge with your Social Security numbers and cards and all that. Tyler, it say Tyler the Morgan. I hate Trump. Listen, it ain't just about hating Trump, man. It's what he does, the things that he's doing. And he didn't even take responsibility for what happened. A major situation happened. They leaked this information, and all he can tell reporters is, my fault. I didn't know anything about it. It said Mellog RVR said he loved Trump. What do you think about the leaked information, man? Stay on topic. Mike Yerk said, give Doge a raise. Mike, today I'm talking about that leaked information. Where do y'all stand on that? Where do y'all stand on this incompetent administration leaking information that could have endangered our soldiers, national security, and Americans? Hey, Mello, you don't have to be here, man. Let's say, can we not talk about politics? Go where you want to go and you talk about whatever you want to talk about, my brother. Don the Kill, what leaked information? I'm glad you asked, sir. They was doing a strike. America was doing a strike on Yemen. While they was doing a strike, they sending information out amongst the team. It's supposed to have been just the administration. They accidentally included a journalist. They had him included in the chat. And this is in real time. So while they was, right before they attacked, they doing this chat. They got a journalist in the chat, and they sharing all the secrets and information about the attack. And moments later, they attack. Yes, Mello RVR. Yes, subscribe, sir. So you caught up with that? Joseph, what's happening? Don the Kill, did you get that information? Or you brought up the speed about the leak? This is a major violation. It's a criminal act. And if you study the Espionage Act, you'll know that somebody needs to be held accountable. We can't just brush over this. Because if it was Democrats or anybody else, Republicans will have a baby. They will have a heart attack. So we need to talk about this. Peter Jones, what's happening? Joseph, welcome, man. Are you aware? You know what I'm talking about? I'm actually talking about the leak that the Trump administration leaked out classified information to a journalist. Be silent. The Trump administration sent out classified information accidentally because they're careless, they're arrogant. They sent it to a journalist. Luckily, they didn't send it to our enemies. And this was right before they did the attack on Yemen. They got somebody who's not supposed to be, not even supposed to have a clearance in this chat, was in the chat. The information was about the attack. In real time, when they attack, they talking about it in the chat. Mind you, they're using an app instead of using their top secret devices that they have. They're using an app that I can download, that you can download. And they talking about an attack. And moments later, as the guy was reading it, the attack happened. So they got the thing, you need to check it out, the Espionage Act. Whether you leak something out intentionally, by accident, it ain't supposed to never happen. You can be held accountable and you can go to prison. That's what I'm talking about. That's what President Trump's administration then did. But Trump said he gonna hire the smartest of the smartest. Well, the journalist, be silent. The journalist came out. He printed it out because he knew that the Trump administration was going to say it never happened. Trump act like he didn't know about it. Joseph, what you say? You remember me though? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Mike Yurt said they're done. You said good job so far. That's your opinion, man. But don't turn a blind eye to everything he's doing, man, because he's going to continue to do it. Bear Skills. Let me go back to Bear Skills said he played the journalists and Democrats well done, sir. Please continue to share. Thank you for your comment. Joseph, explain, tell me who you are. I think I remember you, but let me know though. But as I was saying, man, the journalist printed out the stuff. He blocked out certain stuff that was so sensitive that he had to block it out because it's top secret. But he printed it out to show Rims, what's up? It said how much? I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, listen, we in some dangerous times in this country. We got the most incompetent administration to ever exist. Pay for what card? What you talking about, man? Nate, what's up? Let me see. Roman said, I love me some Trump. Right, but he need to be held accountable. He need to hold his people accountable. Or you can grab that whole administration, ball them up, and throw the whole administration in the trash. You can throw the whole administration in the trash if they don't deal with this situation. His need to roll. It was a lot of people on that call, including our Vice President, J.D. Vance was on the call. Pete Hegseth was on the call. They saying Walls is the one that sent him the link. He sent it to a journalist. At this point, I don't want to hear nothing else about DEI, those who are not qualified, those who are incompetent, because the incompetence is in our president and his administration. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing about no DEI. Here, he not qualified or she not qualified, because as we see, our president of the United States, Donald Trump, is not qualified. His administration is, the entire administration is incompetent. Let me see. Juna, okay. The car with it, what is it and how much, bro? Anyone want to pump? Glax 23, what's up? You keep loving somebody that's destroying the country, man. You can't say USA no more. Take that out of your vocabulary, Mike Yurt. Don't talk about democracy if you're going to continue to support everything they doing. This is a violation. They got acts to prevent this or to deal with it when it happens. And now is the time to deal with it. So don't give them no excuse, Mike. Joshua, do you not pay attention, man? But I know y'all so caught up in conservative radio and Fox News, you can't think for yourself. And it's sad. I'm just bringing the information. You can not come here as far as I'm concerned, but I'm gonna keep bringing it as long as I want to bring it. This administration, man, is incompetent. We got an incompetent president, an incompetent whole administration, Secretary of Defense. You leak out classified information, but y'all still give them a pass. As I told y'all before, Democrats didn't lose, man. America lost. Democrats did not lose. America lost by voting in this clown. What fake news, man? They did that. They leaked out information. Are you trying to debate that, Joshua? Are you debating that they leaked out classified information? Don't come on here unless you got some proof. And cite your source. Don't come on here from conservative radio, and don't come on here from Fox News. That's the fake news. Come with some facts, man. The Trump administration has leaked out classified information, and that's a fact. You can't deny that. Whether you choose to support it or not, that's up to you. But you cannot deny that. They leak classified information. This government is trash. They're the worst. And they keep getting, it's funny. I ain't got to go make no stories up. These clowns make the stories by doing the stuff that they do every day. I ain't got to look for no stories. It come right to your face with this administration, Joshua. But y'all still want to support that. It's a thing called espionage. There are consequences for what just happened. Heads need to roll. Heads need to roll. But Trump, being the individual that he is, when he was asked on an interview, Trump, what about the leak? I don't know about the leak. The responsible thing as president of the United States would have been, I haven't heard about that, but as president of the United States, you can rest assured that I will look into it. But right now, all we doing is buddy. That's why I say it's an oligarchy, man. A small group of people is running the country, and they not holding each other accountable. And that hurts the American people, because that's what it's about. As president, you are the #1 servant. You're supposed to serve the people, something he don't know how to do, nor his administration doesn't know how to do. So as president, you should serve the people, not be a bully to the people. But they done messed up right now, and somebody's going to have to answer. They leaked classified information to a journalist. It'd been the same thing if it was somebody outside the country. You just send the information, nobody's checking it because y'all so arrogant. It's just sad, man. But that's what y'all voted for. Y'all getting everything you asked for. You're getting everything you asked for. So I'm just speaking on it. But y'all getting everything you asked for. And Canada sent a message. Canada heard about this. Other countries heard about this. And they clowning the United States. Canada's response was, hey, Trump, before y'all attack us, man, send us the email too. Send us the chat. The United States is a laughing stock right now because of Donald Trump, Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, and the whole administration. America is like a joke right now. One big joke. You got a clown trying to run the president. You got Pinky in the brain between Elon Musk and President Trump. We don't know who the real president and who under him. We don't know that. It's just Pinky in the brain. I don't know which one is which. One's Pinky and one's the brain. And their goal is every day they get up, they want to take over the world. That's what we dealing with, man. That's the madness we dealing with. It's sad. It's sickening. And y'all continue to go for this man and support him blindly. It should be no man in the world or woman that you agree with everything they do. That shows about you. If you continue to agree with somebody, no matter what, that's a reflection on you. But it's sad. It's sad, man. Those who just coming, I want to welcome y'all in. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the continued support, man. What I'm talking about today is how President Trump's administration leaked classified wartime, in real time information. They just leaking information like it ain't nothing. And nobody's being held accountable. Trump saying, oh, I didn't know about it. President Trump, that's not enough, man. You need to find out. If you don't know about it or didn't hear about it, you should be on it right now, finding out about it. As y'all come in, go hit the chat up, man. As you come in to this live, go ahead and hit the chat up. Let me know you in the building. But we talking about this incompetent administration. I'm talking about this incompetent administration. And I don't want to ever hear from anybody about a DEI hire. Y'all done fired all the qualified people, but now this is what y'all got. They are not qualified. They are the DEI. They are the unqualified. This administration are the unqualified, the incompetents, as well as the DEI hires. That's a fact. And it's sad, man. If y'all really want to save America, y'all should be talking against this instead of supporting this nonsense. You should be talking against this. President Trump and his administration is the worst administration to ever govern America. The worst. He is the worst president. And all y'all can do is say, that's okay. We support that. If it was a Democrat that leaked information, everybody will have a problem with it. If it was a Democrat who leaked the information, classified information, not only was it classified, it was about an attack that was about to happen. So meaning that they endangered lives of American soldiers. If that was a Democrat, they would be screaming at the top of their lungs. But guess what? I'm giving them a taste of their own medicine. This president, incompetent, really not qualified. His administration, sure enough, is incompetent and not qualified, man. This administration is the worst of the worst of the worst. Some people need to be held accountable. Everybody that was on that chat need to be held accountable, including JD Vance, because JD Vance was on that chat. He's the vice president, the secretary of defense. All these people were on this call and didn't realize that you sent in or you included somebody who should not have been on the call to receive this classified information. And the sad thing about it is they're using an app. This is an app that you or I can download. They got qualified devices, secret devices that they could have used. But since they're so arrogant, they want to do what they want to do. So they're going to use the app. They use the app. And I know y'all can't say nothing. That's why everybody quiet. And you need to be quiet. If you continue to support this garbage, you need to be quiet. Ain't nothing you can say. President Trump his whole administration have shown over and over and over again that they are incompetent. Don't y'all never disrespect, I don't care if they black, Mexican, a DEI hire. They made their administration completely white and said, we're going to put the best of the best in. You see how that's working out? Do you see how that's working out? The best of the best. Ain't no best of the best. It's incompetent to the fullest. They're incompetent to the fullest, man. Where are my MAGAs at? All my MAGAs that usually bring that hate. Where y'all at? You got your mouth shut as you supposed to, because there's no way you can defend this. President Trump's administration leaked out classified information, and yet y'all trying to give Elon Musk social security numbers, our personal information. This administration cannot be trusted with anything. But they got the best of the best. You see how that's looking? Do you see them having the best of the best? Because I don't. I don't. I'm not afraid to call them out. They need to be called out consistently for their BS. You fired the first black general. You just fired him. You could have been getting advice from this man and support, but you fired the good people with the experience. That's what's wrong with y'all. Too arrogant. And that's why you got caught up in the mess that you got caught up in. You sending classified information on an app. He's sending classified information on an app that you and I can download to our phones. There's no telling who else they sent this information to. There's no telling. But that's what I need y'all to do. MAGA, keep your mouths shut. Just shut your trap. MAGA and all the ones that continue to support Trump and this nonsense, right now you keep your mouths shut. This president is running wild, like disrespecting judges, just doing what he want to do. You ain't no king. And all his supporters, as I said, y'all keep your mouths shut right now. If you ain't voicing that you want to hold these people accountable, if you want to continue to support this nonsense, keep your trap shut. Keep it shut. Do a good job at that. Because right now, President Trump and his administration done messed up big time. It ain't going to be no way around this. And that's why President Trump tried to say, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't hear anything about it. But as president of the United States, man, you should look into it. You should have told the reporter, I didn't know about it. They didn't brief me on that, but I will get on this job to figure out what happened and make sure it doesn't happen again. As president of the United States, that was his responsibility to say, listen, man, y'all got me on that. My team did not brief me on that, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to get to the bottom of this and find out what happened and hold some people accountable. So let me just share, because you got to look at the Espionage Act. This violation is included in the Espionage Act. I'm going to go ahead and read what it says. For what took place with the leak, this is what it say the crime is. It says, any violation of this shall be a felony. So first of all, it's a felony, punishable upon conviction by a fine. It could be a fine up to $5,000, and it can also be in prison for up to 5 years, or both. So for what they did, they can get fined and or go to prison. So this is not no light thing. You cannot accidentally or intentionally leak classified information. The Trump administration should know that. You cannot intentionally or even by accident leak classified information. And it's sad that nobody want to talk about this, but guess what? I'm exercising my right. I'm speaking on it. I know they don't want to talk about it because they can't. They can't justify this. This is a travesty, and it's just an example of how incompetent this administration is. This is just an example of how incompetent this administration is. It's sad. Thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I got to talk about this, man. This is crazy. I have to talk about it. You're not just getting a pass, not from me, regarding this. You're not just getting no pass regarding this. Y'all got on Hillary Clinton about emails. Ain't had nothing to do with no classified stuff, but they got on her about the emails. Well, today, I'm talking about the incompetence of this administration. The one some of y'all praise. Some of y'all praise this administration like they're all so good. Make America great again. I don't see it. Y'all ain't making America great by that. Don't see it at all. Do not see it. But you cannot leak classified information, whether it's intentional or unintentional. You cannot do that. You cannot leak classified information. There are consequences. Go back and read the Espionage Act. Or what's that, 1917, if I'm not mistaken. Read that. And whoever leaked information should be held accountable. They should, first, one, be terminated from their position. Number two, they can go to prison and get a fine. All that is written in the Espionage Act of 1917. But just because y'all quiet and not talking about it, I'm talking about it because it needs to be spoken about. But MAGA got real quiet today. MAGA got real quiet, and that's what they better do. Keep your mouths shut unless you can hold your own people accountable. MAGA, keep your mouths shut unless you can hold your own people accountable. But nobody don't want to hold themselves accountable. They want to point at everybody else. It's the Democrats. It's the independents. It's black people. It's immigrants. It's gay people. The LGBT community. Everybody they want to hold accountable but themselves. But today, I'm speaking about it, man. And I want you MAGAs, whoever continue to support Trump, you Trumpettes, keep your mouths shut. Because y'all know they violating and they continue to violate on the daily. But let me fall back. I want to thank y'all, man, for this continued support and watching. I thank y'all. But, you know, as long as I got breath in my body, I'm going to speak the truth, that people can say what they want to say. I'm speaking the truth. Today, MAGA got to keep their mouths shut. Them Trumpettes got to keep their mouths shut. Because the Trump administration has just leaked classified information. And this wasn't just any type of classified information. This was information that could endanger American soldiers. Because it was in real time. They chatting about an attack that hadn't happened yet. It's about to happen. And got a journalist in the chat circle. Incompetent. You come here, you come to this live, man, you're going to get the Ricky Raw. I don't hold back. And MAGA, today y'all got to keep your mouths shut. Usually y'all talking, saying this, saying that. Today, keep your trap shut. There's no way you can defend this and not say you love America at the same time. If it was up to me, I say throw the whole administration in the trash. Throw the whole Trump administration in the trash. Why? They all incompetent. That should go from the top to the bottom. Incompetent. I dare they ever talk about somebody in DEI and say, you're DEI hire. No, y'all are the DEI. Y'all don't even have a clue what y'all doing. The Trump administration are DEI. He done fired all these people with experience and put in his people. Why? Because he said he want to make America great again. You making it so great, but you ain't got no African Americans in the cabinet. You done fired the general, the first African American general. You could have had him to give you advice on real situations. But you fired these qualified people, and now you got your circle in there who are incompetent. The people you got in there, President Trump, are incompetent. And that speaks a lot about your judgment. If y'all voted for this man, sad to say, that speaks about your judgment. This administration is trash, man. They don't care about the American citizen. All they care about is themselves, their family, their billionaire friends. That's it. This is the most incompetent administration. I'm going to repeat that. This is the most incompetent administration, period. You just haphazardly send classified information out to a journalist. Nobody even checked the chat to make sure everybody was right, the right people on the chat. That tells their arrogance, man. They're just so arrogant. They run in the country like an oligarchy. Nobody matters but them and our people. And don't touch Tesla. I don't support no burnings of Tesla. But I don't care if Tesla go out of business because of the actions of Elon Musk. I don't care nothing about them. Period. But this administration, man, this administration here, the worst of the worst of the worst. But everybody's quiet on it. That's the hypocrisy of the MAGAs, the Trumpettes, and this entire administration. They hypocritical. They appointed this or they appointed that. When we were speaking about firing federal employees, they were saying, well, if they're not competent, they don't deserve their jobs. Well, I say the same thing to Trump and his administration. They do not deserve to be in those positions. When you're responsible for high intel, all of our personal information, they are not qualified to be over all of our personal information. That should not happen at all. That should not happen, man. But they're not yelling and speaking against that because they know they dead wrong. They know they dead wrong. But my question, my words to that, get over it. I'm going to speak until I'm done. Get over it, get over it, get over it. We got a trash president, a disrespectful president, a racist president, and an incompetent administration. Where you sending out classified information about a strike that you're about to do. This is sad. It's beyond sad, man. It's a travesty. And America should be outraged. We should be outraged with this, man. This is not cool. Some heads need to roll. People need to be held accountable. Not like Trump say, oh, he's a good man. He's all right. He won't do it again, and slap him on his wrist. No, this should not happen. They should be held accountable. The Espionage Act should be used. They should face something. They should no longer be in those positions, man. Period. How can we trust you with personal or classified information any longer? And y'all want to give Elon Musk our social security numbers at the Social Security Administration, our personal information. No. Let's handle this right now. Deal with this. Hold people accountable. That's what we should be doing. Holding people accountable. But Trump, as usual, I didn't see anything. I don't know anything. Right, you don't know because you're not really competent. You're not competent enough to run this country, man. You probably do better with your business, even though you had, 6 bankruptcies? So you're not too good at that. You're good at manipulating, like you have manipulated some of the public, some of the American people. But guess what? American citizens are seeing through y'all mess. And God is exposing y'all. That's why all this stuff is coming out. That's why y'all making the mistakes that you're making. And it's sad. I don't give you a pass. I would love to see the Espionage Act of 1917 be used in this situation because it was a violation. He leaked out secret, classified information. And this is the thing. In the act, it says whether you leak it out intentionally or unintentionally, you have to be held accountable. Let me repeat that. In the Espionage Act of 1917, if you leak information, it doesn't matter whether it was intentional, by accident, or whatever. You can't just say, my bad, I didn't know. You can't just say that. You have to be held accountable. Let's see if this administration will hold these individuals accountable for leaking that much sensitive information. They said that information could have endangered the lives of American soldiers. Because after they leaked the information, then the attack came. The attack didn't even happen yet. After they leaked this information, then the attack came. Some heads need to roll. People need to be held accountable. Trump acting like he don't know nothing about it. That's not good enough. Saying that, oh, they made a mistake. They learned from their mistake and slap it on their wrist. That should not happen. People should really be held accountable and should no longer be in the positions that they're in. There needs to be accountability with this. I'm looking for accountability. As they was talking about whoever burnt the Teslas, we're going to hold them accountable. So I know that they know how to hold people accountable. They just don't want to hold themselves accountable. And we don't want President Trump's team to investigate it. We want an outside investigation done on this because you violated the Espionage Act of 1917. You violated that act. In the act, it states whether you leak information intentionally or unintentionally, it's a violation of the Espionage Act. So there's no way around it. You cannot say, my bad. They should not have been on an app talking about that sensitive information on an app that you download. That should never happen. They was on an app that I can download to my phone. That's incompetence. This administration is incompetent. They don't know what they're doing. They just in there having a ball, doing what they want to do. That's what's going on in Trump's administration. It's like it's a party. They're in there doing what they want to do, making stuff up as they go. It's sad. The app that they was using was called Signal. I don't know if any of y'all heard of that app, but it was called Signal. They say Signal is similar to like WhatsApp and different apps like that. But they on Signal, an app that I can download to my phone, talking about sensitive, classified information. This is a this is a tragedy. It should have never happened. And it never happened until now because they incompetent. They should know better. The Trump administration should know better. But guess what? The reality is they don't know better. Is this what they meant when they say make America great again? It don't seem so great to me. America do not seem so great to me. Actually, we have become the laughing stock to other countries. Canada was laughing so hard about this blunder. Canada stated, listen, man, this is what Canada said. United States, before y'all attack us, can y'all send us the email too? And they laughing. The United States is a laughing stock of the world right now. The world is looking and laughing. Say, how did y'all vote this clown in? How did y'all vote this clown in? Incompetent. DEI. Not qualified. That's what we're witnessing right now. And we need to talk about it. But I got MAGA real quiet. And that's what they need to do. Be quiet. Keep your mouth shut. Because there's no way to defend this at all. But you love USA. You love America. Y'all love Trump. Trump is not just America. America is bigger than Trump. So either you love America, and if Trump goes against America, how can you love him if he's going against the country, doing things in violation of the country? Not paying attention or not following judges' orders. That's what we're dealing with right now. That's why every day, man, at least weekly, they getting exposed by something. He's a DEI. I hate to even call him that. I'm going to just say he's incompetent. He's not qualified. The whole administration, they're not qualified. I'm going to say that. But yet they want to point fingers at other people. It's black people's fault. It's Mexicans' faults. It's immigrants. Let's round all the immigrants up. No, it's the LGBTQ community. The Trump administration blames everybody but themselves. And guess what? They are the biggest problem because they're not competent. And this president of y'all's, the ones that some of y'all voted for, was complaining that we're funding transgender mice. This president thought we was funding transgender mice. It was transgenetic mice, those that they have in the labs and they doing tests on. But he's so incompetent, he thought he saw against transgender, he thought it was the mice. That's the president that we dealing with. He also wanted to change Washington, D.C. because he said, why should it be called the District of Columbia? He thought that we was named after Columbia. They spelled two different ways, President Trump. That's just two small examples, man, of this president, man, the incompetence. Not only in him, but in his entire administration. It's sad. It's sad. But back to the topic, man. Trump administration leaked classified information about a war strike that hadn't taken place yet. And when a journalist was reading it, he thought it was a joke. Shortly after reading it on, the attack happened after that. If that was sent to our enemies, it could have endangered American soldiers. This team is not qualified to be handling our personal information. I don't know what we're going to do. It'd be nice if we, after this administration, it'd be nice if we can get new Social Security numbers. Because our Social Security numbers ain't going to be no good. Ain't no telling what they're going to do with our personal information, man. There's no telling what this administration is going to do with our personal information. But Trump done messed up bad. First of all, it speaks on his, this here speaks on his ability to choose the right people, his decision-making skills. That's what this speak on. And then his administration, they just incompetent, don't know what they're doing. When Trump was asked what happened, man, the reporter asked Trump, President Trump, what do you have to say about the leaked information? He said he didn't know. Maybe he was acting. I don't know. He said, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. And then he's going to talk down about the journalist or the journal company, the newspaper, I mean. Incompetent. As president of the United States, it probably would have been better for you to say, listen, I haven't been briefed on that situation, but I will look into that as soon as possible, and I will get to the bottom of this, and I can get back to you. But with the arrogance of this administration, that's why we're in the situation we in. The United States right now is the laughing stock of the world, man. The United States is the laughing stock of the world. It's sad. Canada was laughing so hard. They said, Trump, before you attack us, make sure you send us the email too. Give us a warning. We are the laughing stock of the world, man. And that's why my MAGA crew, they quiet today. And y'all better be quiet. You ain't got nothing to say about this. Keep your mouth shut. That's what I'm telling MAGA. MAGA, Trump that. All those who continue to support him through this nonsense, today is the day you keep your traps shut. That's what I'm telling you. It's better that way, because y'all just speak nonsense anyway. But this one, man, y'all cannot back this one. Even if you wanted to, you cannot back this in good conscience. My hopes is that they use the Espionage Act of 1917 to get them out of office, the ones who leaked the information, those responsible for the defense, get them out of office. Also, through the Espionage Act, it says that they can face jail time and a fine. And the situation is, it doesn't matter whether it was intentional or unintentional. You still can be held accountable in violation of the Espionage Act. And that's what happened here in this case. They violated the Espionage Act. And my thing is, prosecute them to the fullest. Hold them accountable. Heads need to roll. If you're that careless and lackadaisical with classified information, I know you're going to handle my information any kind of way. It's sad. I want to thank y'all, man, for watching this live. I appreciate the support. The topic, for those who came late, was about how President Trump's administration leaked classified information to a journalist. They included him into the chat circle that he should not have been a part of. And he heard the whole conversation, and he has it documented. He got proof of this. Even though they may try to deny it later, the journalist has proof of this. It's sad. Like I said, man, thank y'all for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the continued support. I appreciate that. I try to come, once a week, Monday through Friday, and give y'all something. But this is crazy. But thank y'all, man. I appreciate the love, the support. I even appreciate the hate that some of y'all give. But thank you. But today was a good day for MAGA and Trump has to keep their mouths shut. Keep your trap shut today. Thank y'all for watching. Like I said, if you have not done it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified anytime I make a video. Thank y'all again, man. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, man. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.